Hi there, I'm Vitor Floriano, and this summer I've been contributing to the Kubebuilder project under the CNCF as part of Google Summer of Code 2025. So, my project focuses on improving the experience of upgrading Kubebuilder projects with the goal of encouraging users to upgrade more frequently so that their projects stay updated with the latest improvements in the operator world. More specifically, I've been working on an experimental command called Kubebuilder Alpha Update, and this command was built to help preserve users' custom code when they migrate to a newer version of Kubebuilder. And I've been working on this command under the guidance of my mentors, Camila Macedo, Varsha Prasad, and Tony Jin. And in this short demo, I'll show you what the upgrade process looks like today, what usually happens, and why it is a bit problematic, and how Alpha Update makes things a bit easier. Not a bit easier, much easier. All right, so before I show you the feature that I've been working on, the command that I've been working on, let's take a quick look at the problem that we are trying to solve here. So, most people, when they are trying to upgrade their projects using Kubebuilder, they end up here, the migration guide in the Kubebuilder docs. So, what it basically tells you to do is to rescaffold everything using the new version, then bring back your custom code manually and rerun the generators. There's no diff, no version awareness. You just sort of patch things together and hope you don't break anything. It's slow, it's messy, and it's easy to miss something important. That's why we introduced some new alpha commands to try to take all that manual work and make it safer and more reliable to upgrade projects. So let me start by showing you how that old process works in practice using the alpha generate command, which has been the best option up until now. Okay, so here we have a basic project that was scaffolded with Kubebuilder version 4.6.0, as you can notice by the new CLI version field in the project file. And we have already added a couple of custom changes to some files here. Just some simple logic in the controller and an extra field in the API types. And now let's say we want to upgrade this project. First, we would need to download the CLI in the version that we want to upgrade to. And in our case, that's going to be version 4.7.1. And then what we are going to do, and what most users do, is to use the Kubebuilder alpha generate command. So I'll go ahead and run that command and let's see what happens. All right, now the command ran completely. Let's take a look. So you can tell by the project file and by the changes in version control that we have upgraded to 4.7.1, but my changes are gone. The controller was reset, the types were reset. So, in other words, everything that I added just got overwritten. And this is exactly the issue we are trying to solve. The alpha generate command rescaffolds the project using the version of Kubebuilder that you have installed. That's okay, but it doesn't preserve your custom code. So at this point, you would need to manually bring everything back in, maybe by reverting some individual chunks or comparing the diffs, copy pasting your code. Either way, that's very time consuming and error prone, and it's very easy to miss something and mess things up. So now let's try that same upgrade again, but this time using the new alpha update command and see how it handles things differently. All right, so we are still working with that exact same project that was scaffolded with Kubebuilder version 4.6.0, and you can see that right here in the project file. And we have the same custom code in the API and in the controller, as you can notice. Okay, so by default, the alpha update command detects your current version by looking at this CLI version field in the project file and uses as target version the version that you have installed, which in our case is version 4.7.1. So let's run Kubebuilder alpha update and see what happens. Nice. We can see that the update ran successfully, but we got some warnings, and I'll talk about them in a minute. But look at this. My custom field in the types is still there. The controller logic that I added is still there. And that's the cool part. It didn't just reset everything like the alpha generate command does. It basically merged the scaffolds and preserved our work, and that's awesome. Now, we do have some conflict markers, and that's expected. These usually show up when both the generated scaffold and your project made changes to the same section of a file. And that's natural, yeah, that will happen. But the important part is this: nothing was lost. So instead of just wiping everything out like the alpha generate does, this one actually tries to keep your custom code in place. And this is a way safer workflow because now you can resolve the conflicts manually and you don't have to go hunting down what got deleted and bringing it back. You are in control. You are not like cleaning up a mess. And once you are done, you just run the generators again, like it is instructed here in the logs, and just keep going like nothing happened. After that, you can push your code to your remote and open a pull request, run some tests, get some reviews, and then when you feel ready, you can merge the changes into the main branch. All right, so that's what the upgrade looks like when your project already has the CLI version field. But we need to point out that this CLI version was only introduced in Kubebuilder version 4.6.0. So what if you are on another version, let's say 4.5.2, a version that doesn't have the CLI version field yet? So in that case, we can actually inform the current and target versions using some flags. Let me show you how. All right, so now let's test the update flow again, but this time from another project, one that was scaffolded with Kubebuilder version 4.5.2. And as you can see, we also added the same custom code to it. And there's no CLI version in the project file, and I only know that this project was created with Kubebuilder 4.5.2 because, well, I was the one who created it. And that is a good reminder. The alpha update command relies on that field, the CLI version field in the project file, to figure out what version the project came from. And if that's missing, the command can't infer anything. And this is where the from version flag comes in. Yeah, let me show you. I'm gonna put here Kubebuilder alpha update from version 4.5.2. And technically that's all we need, but I'll also pass the 2 version 4.6.0 just to show you that you can use this flag to target any version, not the version, just the version that you currently have installed in your system. Yeah. So let's run it and see what happens. Nice. So we didn't have any conflict this time. That's awesome. The merge completed cleanly and all of our custom code was preserved, as you can see. And that makes sense too. Yeah, there weren't many changes between these two versions, so there was nothing to really clash with. So this shows that even if your project was created before the CLI version field existed, which is before version 4.6.0, you can still use this command. You can still use alpha update. You just need to give it the version information explicitly and it'll work. Okay, so now for our last example, I want to show you how the force flag works. So we are still using that same project as before, still on version 4.6.0 with the same custom logic in the controller and the same type added to the API. But this time we are going to run the update again, but using the force flag. Yeah. So the alpha update command will detect the current version, which is 4.6.0, and it will use as target version the version that we have installed, which is 4.7.1. So there will be conflicts like before, like our last try. Yeah. But let's run this command and just see what happens. Nice. So the update went through even though we had merge conflicts. Yeah, you can see that. And that's exactly what the force flag is for. It just tells the command to go ahead with the merge, even if it can't resolve the conflicts automatically. Yeah, you will still get the conflict markers in the files where changes overlap, but the process just doesn't stop there. Yeah, you stay in control. Now, why does it exist? Yeah, this is especially helpful in automated setups like CI pipelines, schedule upgraded jobs, or even future workflows where you've got a bot or an AI assistant helping you resolve conflicts. And just like before, your custom code is still right there, nothing gets lost, which is something very important. It's just clearly marked so you can decide how to handle it. Yeah. Maybe you can train an AI assistant to resolve your conflicts. Yeah. Or perhaps we could automate this whole thing with a GitHub Actions, or we could build something that upgrades your project, opens a pull request, and even uses AI in the loop to help reveal the conflicts. And that's actually part of what we are planning for phase two of this project, but we'll leave that for another time. And that's it. That's the new Kubebuilder Alpha Update command in action. So whether you're updating a project from last week or from a few versions back, this command gives you way more control. It preserves your custom code and makes the whole process a lot less painful. So if you want to give it a try, this command is available on Kubebuilder version 4.7.1. Actually, it's available on 4.7.0, but since it's an alpha command, I recommend you use the latest version for the latest improvements. And so just give it a try. Yeah, we'd love to get your feedback. So try it out on your own projects, report bugs, suggest improvements, anything, just anything you think could make this even better. We'd love to hear that. Thanks so much for watching and happy upgrading. Bye bye.